The ancient stone that looms over your modern sensibilities is not merely a set piece for folk horror, but a profound manifestation of the ancestral forgetting you have been conditioned to accept as progress. And true survival requires not escaping the ritual through rational detachment alone, but integrating the weight of primordial memory until terror becomes an act of radical remembrance rather than performative disbelief. In Monumental, Adam Nevill transforms the pagan horror trope into precise exploration of temporal sovereignty and embodied accountability, proving liberation isn't found in outrunning the past, it's forged in honoring the person beneath the panic when every contemporary instinct demands you remain either skeptic or victim. For moss-damp and chanting narration, listeners enter worlds where erosion is syntax and presence is the only unbreakable ward, perfect for fans of emotionally intelligent folk horror, where female complexity defies final girl tropes. When archaeologist Ilara Vance arrives at a remote excavation expecting academic validation, she discovers the site's resonance mirrors the exact suppression she's endured beneath years of scholarly objectivity, and local custodian Julian Thorne's quiet refusal to treat the monument as mere artifact creates space for connection defying institutional hierarchy. Navigating cyclical dread and buried attractions, Ilara realizes this haunting isn't about punishment, but recalibration, with Nevill avoiding reducing Ilara to terrified rationalist or Julian to cryptic native, instead crafting radical reciprocity within constraint, where trust is earned through honoring boundaries, even as the sacred blurs them, and audiobook narration amplifies this alchemy by capturing Ilara's disciplined focus fracturing into clarity, and Julian's guarded intensity revealing warmth beneath vigilance, making listeners feel seismic shifts of souls, learning some terrors can only be survived when you stop letting modernity define their validity. What elevates this beyond typical folk horror fare is portraying pagan intimacy as somatic practice rather than sensationalized dread, with Ilara confronting how academic culture equated worth with detachment, while Julian creates sanctuary where her contradictions exist without diminishment. Their relationship evolving through shared silences during twilight vigils, bypassing performance, rhythms protecting both psychological safety and spiritual integrity, and mutual defense against outsiders mistaking reverence for madness. Supported by fellow researchers encoding suppressed awe, elders carrying intergenerational weight, and the land itself absorbing millennia of unspoken bargains, reinforcing that in extraction-based systems, tenderness toward the archaic is technique, and presence is sustainable resource, with archaeological methods mirroring emotional attunement and site rituals becoming metaphors for earned trust. For audiobook listeners, this production is an immersive descent into sacred reckoning, with narrators embodying Ilara and Julian with remarkable distinction, sound design anchoring existential stakes through distant wind through standing stones, rain against tent canvas, and hushed breath syncing with moments of clarity. Pacing mirroring revelatory cadence, from deliberate reflection to surging awakenings, ultimately redefining pagan horror by centering female epistemology within ancestral frameworks and affirming that sometimes the most powerful act is choosing to remember slowly, honoring whole self, even in landscapes shaped by erasure.